Hello and welcome to On a Side Note episode 23. Due to the recent coronavirus, we have willingly been subsumed by the machine. All podcasts from here on out will be in this format. Thank you for your understanding. Please remember to like and subscribe and submit to your new mechanic us overlords.
Hello and welcome to On a Side Note episode 23.
You're really selling this robot thing, aren't you?
Yeah, you're really into this.
You like Sonat you main.
Yes.
Have we done a podcast in 2020 yet?
No, this is our first podcast in
Hey,
2020.
there you go.
It's been 9 months.
Welcome to the turn of the year.
Well,
Pretend this is January.
I know you are all having so much fun right now.
Oh, hi. I didn't
Seems
see
us.
you there. We
I
know
didn't
you're...
see you walk in. It's been 9 months.
God.
I went up to pick a pack of smoke,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Or wait, hold on. So I was balls deep in this jar of peanut butter, and I realized I'm fucking nuts. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
All right.
Sorry, those lottery tickets and cigarettes took a lot longer to buy than I was expecting.
We've done like absolutely nothing. There's been a couple of streams in the past 6 months.
I think I've streamed Call of Duty a couple times. That's about it.
I was streaming Outer Worlds until it got literally so boring that I just stopped playing it.
Really,
As
it
one
got
does.
boring?
Wait, yeah, really? What?
It just,
How?
I don't know. I'll probably pick it up again, but just I was playing it and I was like, wow, I'm not having fun, and I just didn't pick it up again.
I did watch some of the episodes, and like there were some decent jokes in the game, so it seemed like it was something that could have carried attention. Like, they just fucking fall off, or did they just keep
only
doing the
jokes?
same? Or did they keep doing like the same joke over and over again? And you're just like, well,
The one thing I did hear about that game is it's pretty linear. I heard that was like one of the biggest complaints among people is like it has a very linear storyline. I don't know if
From
that's
what I've
true or
gathered,
not,
from what I heard, like a lot of the story does tie into each other, though. Like depending on who you're talking to, like they do all carry into each other, which makes more sense in a linear story in a way. Like it's easier to have those characters like tie into each other when you have a set path you have to go down. When it's a 100% open world, you get into that like, oh well, this
Side
character
missions and,
should
yeah.
have no fucking clue what the fuck is going on, but they do because plot relevance somewhere else because you have to have them tie it in. But you're doing shit out of order.
Or if you're Bethesda, you just know everybody's name even though you've never met them.
You walk up and be like, "Hi, John." They're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm that guy." And you're like, "Oh, yeah."
well, that or you run into that scenario like Mass Effect or fucking KOTOR or something like that, where you have party members that you bring along, and you're like, this entire planet, you guys haven't said a fucking word, but then you bring another pair in like a different playthrough, and they have like all kinds of oodles of dialogue, and you're like,
Yeah.
what? That seems like a shortcoming. Why didn't you guys give any of these guys anything to say?
Yeah, because those characters are like not supposed to be there, and you're like, "What?
How was I
Thanks, I
supposed
guess." Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
So it's like a decade later that you find out, oh yeah, this audio dialogue from fucking like this small corner of this hub map.
Oh, you
man,
would
isn't it
walk there
hilarious?
with
And you're
this
like, what?
person. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
why?
comment and tell you this deep, just phenomenal story that you never knew existed because you brought the other guy because you thought it'd be combat, so you brought the guy that's good at combat, not the techie.
Oh,
knows the
is this a
technology.
dig at Far Harbor when having to bring, spoiler alert, Nick with you?
Yeah, if you don't bring Nick, there's so much shit you miss out on. I can't really comment too much outside of the fact that I know that's the case. I never played Far Harbor, so...
Oh my God. That's
Yeah,
actually one of my
How?
favorite DLCs.
Oh, that's a stupid question because the only way you play Fallout is by launching it until it crashes and then trying to debug your 800 mods. You never actually play the game. You
I
play
do so
waiting for
play
the
the
game
game.
to crash.
Last time I played, I was gonna do the Nuka-Cola DLC, and I don't know, that DLC is kind of meh. Like,
no, I really don't like that DLC.
I
That-
just don't care
no.
for it a whole lot.
The DLC
I mean,
is
it's
great if you want to
interesting
murder
and-
another settlement needs your help guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not a complete asshole like you. Sorry, Mr. Oh, I'm fucking launching Rimworld here, Mr. fucking Mendel. Like, yeah, you fucking want to murder and eat some more people in this game too? Mr. Cannibal in fucking 76. I'm sorry, I don't have the same play style as you.
Listen, it's not cannibalism in 76 because they're not humans.
Oh,
There's humans in the
I'm
game
pretty sure
now,
they were
so
humans, though.
I don't know if you could. Oh, I guess you can
I
kill
feel like that
the
argument
raiders
falls
and
flat.
eat them.
Ah.
Previously, it wasn't necessarily cannibalism.
Oh no,
Now
the
it's
Scorched,
possible.
which are mutated humans, sure are human, aren't
Yeah,
they?
there's a
Bunch
lot
of crunch, a
human
bunch
under
of
there.
human.
Yeah.
What the fuck were those teeth called?
Thompson's teeth. They were the only teeth strong
Yeah,
enough
were
to
you-
eat other teeth.
Yeah, were you wearing your Thompson's teeth so you could, get your full daily calcium intake and probably more?
I always wear my Thompson's teeth.
The only other thing I remember is everybody loves molten boron.
It's nobody doesn't love molten boron.
Oh my
Well, I thought it was everybody loves molten boron, but all right. All right.
So, Aaron, you had some interesting
I
topics
misremembered.
from 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, from months ago. Let's see.
It's
I
a
mean, what
podcast.
are
The
we-
idiot listeners won't know when we recorded it.
Wow.
What realm?
Jesus.
Do we want to do like slightly interesting? Do we want to do alternate timeline, tinfoil hat theory, or do we want to do like some joke stuff?
I
What do we
like
wanna do?
tinfoil hat.
All right.
I literally just.
so as-
Before you
as-
go, I was
as
just going to say
everybody-
I just found because we said tinfoil hat, my Google heard me and just popped up with how to build a hydrogen boron fusion reactor.
Well, I mean, there is. Wait. The sun is a giant ball of fusion, technically, right? Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is technically related to fusion.
Oh.
So you kind of segued into the topic there. So I was doing reading about what was that? There was a solar storm back in 1859 that actually hit us. And there was ridiculous effects if anybody goes ahead and reads about that. But what I didn't know was that there was one that happened in 2012 that actually missed us. So the
Oh?
tinfoil hat idea is that they're just telling us that it missed, but it actually hit us.
Ah.
Did
And
we
that's
all
why
die?
the timeline. Yeah, that's why the timeline is actually where it is now.
Good.
Are you telling me that we're in hell?
No, we're just in purgatory.
I do like, on a side note, I do like how this article says, or this wiki page says that basically the only damage was telegraph equipment system. So just goes to
Oh,
show you
back-
the amount of technology they were using back in 1859.
Oh yeah, back to the 1859 one Carrington event. Yeah. Yeah, that one was really interesting. And then like just thinking about what one of those would cause now. Oh god, I couldn't imagine.
Oh, it'd be devastating. You better
No,
hope
I'd
that
be
your
fine.
entire house is wrapped in a Faraday cage.
I do
I
keep
forget.
meaning to
What-
put my
I for-
computer in a Faraday cage.
Why?
I mean, I'm not against that.
Because
Oh,
I
here we
don't
go.
want an EMP to take out all of my files.
Oh.
So-
I see. Gotcha.
Based on the collected data, the eruption
Normal
consisted
things.
of two separate ejections, which were able to reach exceptionally high strength as
Wish
the
it was
interplanetary medium
ejaculations.
between the sun had been cleared by a smaller CME 4 days earlier. Had the CME hit the Earth, it is likely that it would have inflicted serious damage to electronic systems on a global scale. A 2013 study estimated that the economic cost to the United States would have been between 600 billion and 2.6 trillion.
Oh, you mean like this thing that we're in right
Indeed.
now? Is
The
causing more
coronavirus?
economic downturn?
Yeah. I was gonna type into the fucking chat and be like, hey, so what should we use to refer to it? But coronavirus probably wouldn't trigger any, like,
Coronavirus.
automatic censor. So we're probably good with coronavirus.
I'll just
Or-
bleep
or
it out
any of the-
later.
Or any of the funny ones
You'll
Yeah.
fix that in post.
that you sent me.
Well, actually, you need to be careful because you can't mention Bina specifically.
Oh, we can just call it Dinah, like someone's in the kitchen with Dinah.
There we go.
Wonderful.
I mean,
No complaints there.
As Jesse found it so hilarious. I mean, the Game Grumps referred to it as the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. That was inflicting multiple countries with just a mass hysteria of, just
Wow.
Jesus, the Backstreet Boys are back? Oh my god. I have
Nice.
to go get tickets now.
Actually, it's the Backstreet Boys are back. All right. Ammonia, though, also works.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that was
that's
just
fine.
that was just a minor thing I was reading about, like, a while back. Which I thought
A
was
minor
interesting.
thing? What do you mean minor?
I mean, it
This-
could have
this is a
been
pretty
major.
important thing.
Considering the timeline we're on, it's minor because it missed us. So.
Considering the timeline we're on, please, like you said, our timeline's fake.
No.
You just said that.
I mean, there's a lot of other shit that could have prompted it, but I mean, it's just the fact that it was 2012 and everything else, and people were freaking out over the Mayan calendar shit and all that.
I wonder if like any of this solar
And that
activity
was a
back
potentially.
back in the day has anything to do with that. Like our magnetic fields are changing extremely rapidly right now.
I should all think about that.
Like apparently our solar fields, they expected them to change, but apparently they're changing just insanely faster than they ever expected them to change.
Right.
To be fair, the only way we've ever seen the poles polarity swap is in the magnetic records of the crust going back millions of years. So, like, we don't know the length of time it takes them to actually reverse fully.
What do you think is going to happen if the polar magnetic field, switch? Like, what the fuck does that do? Like, is just GPS going to be all fucked up for a little while until we
I
fix
forget
it?
what the term was.
GPS
Is it
wouldn't be
dipolar
affected?
shift or something?
Uh,
I think that's what I've heard.
yeah, I was assume. There's a
Hold
north
on.
and south pole.
Yeah, I would.
I saw something under science news. Hold on.
Cataclysmic polar
There you
shift
go.
hypothesis. That's what came up when I typed in polar shift into Wikipedia. Cataclysmic. That's a word I really like to hear.
Oh, good. Always fun. Never a problem.
A fringe theory.
Oh,
Fringe.
Oh man, there's
Great
a lot
show,
on
by
this.
the way.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, cataclysmic pole shift hypothesis.
Floods and
There you go.
tectonic events. Oh my god, California would finally fall off of the face of the earth with all the earthquakes.
that'd be great. I would love an America with no California.
You say that as somebody who was like there for a long time, Jake. Like what?
Listen, I've made this point again. California is a beautiful state, and I love California, but it is just inhabited by some of the worst people I've ever met in my entire life.
You hear that, California?
At least Los Angeles was. That's because I lived in Los Angeles, so.
Jake's coming right at your throat as you're, literally on your knees at the moment. How do you feel?
How does it make
that's
you
right.
feel?
You can't say anything back right now. Sorry.
Actually, I
Not
wonder
yet.
if we have any. I don't think we have anyone that watches us from California. If so, sorry, but we hate you.
Wow.
Sorry, but you suck.
You can at least pad it with not you personally. We just don't like where you are.
No. You personally.
Chances
hate
are,
your
though, we
guts.
don't like you as a person either.
Oh my
We
God.
might.
I mean, not
I mean, if there
necessarily.
wasn't
I
no-
mean, like, I have to admit,
Okay, look.
I did meet a lot of great people out there too, but it's just like California or Los Angeles itself as a city is just like a cesspit of just fucking awful, and the streets are literally paved of gold of the carcasses of the people who tried to make it in Los Angeles. So
Yeah, he does have a point.
that was a movie reference, by the way.
Was it?
Wait, what movie?
No way.
Yeah, I have
Kiss,
no
kiss,
idea.
bang, bang.
I'm not a movie person, so I don't know what that is.
I've heard of it, but yeah, I don't. I'm the same as Trevor. I don't know it specifically. But I mean, I was gonna say, like, it's not that we don't. It's not that we don't know for a fact that we don't like them for whatever their personal beliefs are that might be counter to our own. But if they're listening to us, then they have to be at least tangentially related to a lot of the things we talk about.
I guess this is true.
If you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
So I can't get a better breakdown, but 11.8% of our viewers are from the U.S.
Okay. I kind of figured as much, in all honesty.
I'm surprised it's that low, honestly.
But while we're talking about it, has anybody like watched or seen any good movies recently whilst sitting at home doing nothing?
I don't know.
Honestly, no.
You watch your
I haven't
anime
had
movies.
Not often.
He's calling you out.
No, the
yeah,
Miyazaki movies. I thought you didn't. You watch like one of the Miyazaki movies recently?
Yeah, I was going through and watching all the Studio Ghibli movies because I haven't watched any of them, and everyone was always like, "How?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know."
I mean, I'm not.
They were
even,
good,
like,
but I never saw them.
Like,
well, I mean, now I
those
have.
fans of like Ghibli movies.
What, like the really obsessed ones who are just like it's that or nothing?
Yeah. Like they're good, but I'm not like
Die
fucking
hard
dropping
about it.
everything for them. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But,
they
like,
were
is that-
definitely good, but like, no.
Is that how you came out of it?
What? Die Hard fan?
No, I mean, you're just like, yeah, I can appreciate what this for what it is, and like, yeah, the art's good, but other than that, like, I mean, it was a good movie.
Yeah, it was definitely like they were good movies. I don't remember exactly which ones I watched.
I'm not gonna fucking kill somebody over this. Like,
yeah, no. Well, I wouldn't do that with any movie, so it's hard to say. I don't get emotionally attached to things. Shocker. But like, other than that, yeah, no, they were definitely good. You know, I'm not gonna say they weren't. Between the ones I watched, it's hard to say like which one I would have to say.
Let's elaborate. Which ones did you watch?
Hold on, I gotta like. I have shit memory, so give me a second here. I have to open my internet and look at this. It was definitely let's see, hold on. It was Kiki's movie company. I forgot what the fuck her
Kiki's
actual fucking
service.
Thank you.
Kiki's movie company.
Like she
told
grew
you.
up and she started like that. She is a direct competitor of Amazon now or something.
I was about to say she's like it's like the life of Kiki the witch as a fucking like producer.
Yeah,
for fucking movies.
No, not movies. I said moving. Anyway.
Oh, moving company. So yeah,
that's what I said. No. Like I know it's wrong, but it's close enough. They'll know what the fuck they mean.
She's yelling at a bunch of burly demons to hurry up with moving your couch.
Yeah, you gotta get that moved over there.
Has to be on the road by noon.
Come on, you fuckers! I didn't summon you for nothing. You think all of that child blood was free?
Jesus Christ.
Did you watch?
I mean, are you going to use anything less for fucking demon summoning, Kyle? Come on.
Yeah, right.
Did you watch Princess Mononoke or Spirited Away?
Yes, both.
Because those are like the two most popular ones. I feel like
Spirited Away is the only one I've ever seen.
It was good.
I've seen part of it and then I fell asleep during it.
Really, Aaron? You fell asleep during
that
something?
boring to me.
I don't believe it.
Your narcoleptic ass fell asleep.
Princess Mononoke, I will say, has to be one of my favorites just because I like it.
I think Kiki holds a nostalgic in my heart because like I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah, I never watched any of them full. Like Spirited Away, I remember watching way back when, partially because it's like on Adult Swim or some shit. But that's it. I never watched any other ones.
What the fuck is The Cat Returns?
Nobody's here for that's a Ghibli movie, right? Howl's Moving Castle?
Yes.
Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle was good. I like that one.
Okay, so you did watch that.
Yeah, I watched Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, Kiki, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and there was another one which is escaping my mind, but those are the ones that I can think of off the top of my head.
I have the Wikipedia of all of his stuff.
Castle in the Sky, is that new? I feel like
that's I think their first one.
That was 86. That wasn't his first movie. Castle of the I don't even know how to say it.
No, but this is from him specifically.
Wait,
this is not Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, there you go.
You want to look at the Studio Ghibli?
That was from 1979, and Castle in the Sky was from 1986.
Okay,
God, that was the first one under the studio name Studio Ghibli, which is why I'm thinking that.
Lupin the Third. Okay, so yeah, that's why I remember Cagliostro. Cagliostro? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Cagliostro. I'm gonna say. fucking crucify me.
Everyone
if you
yell at
guys
him
are
in the
fucking-
comments.
Yeah.
I pronounced it wrong first. Jesus Christ. I don't even know how I pronounce it. I just butchered the shit out of it, so.
But yeah, I remember Lupin the Third.
Kikis.
As like a character.
I should go through and watch some of them, honestly. Yeah.
Every time I see fucking From Up on Poppy Hill, never saw it, don't know anything else about it. All I know is it always makes me think of Up on Melancholy Hill, which is fucking a gorilla song. I didn't watch any of the newer ones, though. I only went back and watched the older ones. The most recent one out of the list of Ghibli films that I watched was Ponyo. Ponyo? Ponyo, I think it's... Yeah, whatever.
Oh, little like goldfish girl or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, that literally describes it, so...
Dude, that's literally what it is.
Yeah. So, that was the most recent one I watched.
No, my neighbor Totoro or whatever.
I know, I watched that one too. That's one of their
Fat
earlier
cat?
ones, though. Yeah,
Fat round cat.
I did watch that one. Hey, that's
What
another
the
one I forgot.
What the fuck is My Neighbors the Yamadas? What the hell?
It's definitely about the Yakuza.
Sorry.
I don't know, you click on it, that just look at that fucking theatrical poster.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
awful.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what the hell is
This is definitely a depiction of the Yakuza in Japan. I'm very certain of that because the birds are like everywhere, just like the Yakuza. So,
Well, let me tell you. Well, let's put it this way: when you go down like the percentage here, right? The RT percentage here, right? It's one of the lowest out of all of them.
oh yeah, it is. Wow.
The Metacritic is also not among the highest.
I'm sorry, hold on. Each of the vignettes is preceded by a title such as Father as Role Model, A Family Torn Apart, or Patriarchal Supremacy Restored? I'm sorry, but that title is literally a trigger for Hose Mad, I'm gonna tell you right now. Patriarchal Supremacy Restored.
I just picture like a Dark Souls title card.
Yeah.
Patriarchal Supremacy Restored.
You told her she can't wear the short shorts and go to that rock concert. Patriarchal Supremacy Restored. Boomer takes a sip in victory. Oh, shit. God damn.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Yep. Let me
Yeah.
see what the turns.
There you go. Wait, so hold on. What was the first thing you
That-
used on here? It
Dude,
was-
that what? Tales from Earthsea? That dragon's metal as fuck. What the hell is this?
Oh, that is so metal.
That's also the lowest rated one, I think.
No, the other one that he was just talking about, the neighbor of Yamada's or whatever.
My neighbor Yamada's
Bruh.
is 78. Tales of Earthsea is 43%.
Oh shit! Yeah, and it's got a 47 Metacritic. Holy Christ!
What do people not like about it? I mean, the dragon looks pretty metal and shit. And, like, I'm seeing stuff about
How
an
do
art-
people not like this? The dragon looks bitchin'.
Let's see, reception. The film received a number one in the Japanese
a king
box
getting
office on opening
stabbed.
week, grossing over 90 million yen. I feel like that's not a lot. Yeah, $7 million.
Yeah.
Pushing Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest to second place. Wow, that's pretty bad. Let's see.
Damn.
Early 1980s animator.
It was released on Disney. It was rated PG-13 for violent images.
It was mixed reviews.
I mean, there's shit about a king getting stabbed in a fucking dark corridor with a dagger by his son, and a kid being rescued by wolves and an archmage.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
some
really
shit,
say.
So, I mean,
on the wiki, it doesn't really say why it was rated poorly. It just says that it has the lowest score of Ghibli films.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yet, at the same time, it's like reached number one at the box office. It's like, all right. It's,
In
I was gonna
Japan.
say
mix there.
a budget of 22 mil, and it fucking returned 68. So they like
What?
tripled their
It
money.
says it only box office 7 million.
Up in the top
I'm
right,
seeing
though.
I'm seeing a box office of 68.7.
Oh, maybe that was
Yeah.
opening weekend.
That was opening, yeah. It
week,
was certainly open.
Well, yeah, she
Uh,
can have a bad opening weekend, but Ghibli movies are just like
They have
that
just
fucking-
name recognition at that point. Because
Yeah,
what year
that
was
cult
This
this?
is the
area.
second one. Released.
2006. So this was after they were pretty popular. Like they were well known as a studio. So because that's
Oh my
the
god!
weebs were
Yeah.
angry.
I didn't realize Ponyo was 2008. God, that feel old now. Fuck.
I know, right? It feels like it's ancient.
12 years ago.
That feels recent. Fuck, dude. Wow.
I can't believe
Couldn't
Kiki's been
tell you.
around since before I was born. Like, Jesus Christ. The closest one would be
89.
Proco Rosso, or...
Yeah. No. What about? Oh, it's right. Because you're older than
Well,
me. by,
I'm
like,
93,
6
but that's the closest one to my birthday besides
There's
Whisper in the
fucking
Heart
Ocean
and,
Waves.
On
Ocean
Your
Waves
Mark.
Oh,
literally
they
is
have a new
1993. You not see that one. Hold on. Here. Release
Yeah.
date was May 5th, 93.
I can't believe how old these movies are.
All of them
It's
are old.
crazy.
Like they're definitely older than I like. I remember thinking the same thing actually when I was going through trying
It's
to find
also-
these. I was like, "Holy shit, these are
it's
older
also
movies."
it's also amazing how much like in Japan, like this is a true medium of like film for them. Like even like manga and shit in Japan, it's like a true medium of like entertainment. And like that's, I feel like we have comics, but it's not the same thing. Like it's super dedicated to, you know, being a true way to absorb some media or
Any kind of media, yeah.
over there.
Like the stories are not just about superheroes like they are most comics here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about literally anything. You
slice
name a
of
topic,
life,
there's
for
a thing
Christ's
there.
sake. Like that's a thing,
Yeah.
a slice of life, and
That's
turning
the
into a
topic.
goo or whatever the fuck.
Turning into a goo. Do you mean the
My life is a slime.
reincarnated
that's
as a
it,
slime?
That's it. Yeah,
I've seen commercials for that fucking constantly. I don't understand why it's
I'm-
being pushed so goddamn
I'm
hard.
hating that. Like I'm.
Wait, is it really being pushed? I watched it like last year. It was fine. I guess.
I mean,
I see
they're also
commercials
a
on it on like
medium-
4 different websites.
So it's
They're
probably
also
like
a
an
medium
English
by
thing.
which you can, you know, tell of the atrocities of the fucking atomic bomb that was dropped in Japan.
Hell,
I
fuck.
watched-
But
I
that was
watched
literally
fucking-
Howl's
They
Moving
have made
Castle.
so
or-
much about that, and then I watched Barefoot Gen, and like, Jesus Christ, dude. The
Yeah.
bomb scene in that is fucking like ridiculous.
Well, wait, what? Fuck. What was the one that we were talking about like 2 years ago? That we were like, what is this like pseudo? Why do they have like Nazi armor? Jin-roh.
Oh, Jin-roh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the
hell is
fuck is
that?
this?
The Wolf Brigade.
Yeah, how do you even
There's also-
describe that without
And that's
spoiling a
the
little
crazy
anything?
part too, is that they made an they made an animated fucking movie of it, but it actually was a live action series for the longest time.
I did not know that. I only saw the
Yeah.
the animated film, which was good. I liked it. It was definitely good. But I was like, holy fuck!
You said it was a manga.
Jesus.
That I don't
Hmm?
know if it was a manga.
I
Wolf
think there
Brigade?
is a manga, but I don't think it came out first.
Oh
might
god,
be
they made
wrong,
a
but-
newer version of it
Oh god.
It was a film.
from 2018,
Oh.
Ilong the Wolf Brigade, and it's a live action. Oh no, how did this do?
How did it do? I don't. I know. I said-
25% Rotten Tomatoes, 6 out of 10 on IMDb. I don't know.
I
then
don't
Google
know,
users-
man. Wait.
Google users 89% like this movie. You see, and that's the thing. Oh, it was a Netflix adaptation. Nope, fuck it,
Oh.
it's trash.
It's also
It's
from
trash.
South Korea.
Anybody who's seen the fucking Death
Warner
Note
Bros.
fucking
Korea.
Netflix
God.
fucking adaptation
I've only seen
knows.
parts of it, and I'm just like, oh god, fuck no. Why?
I'm just gonna link ER's.
They did everything backwards. I was like, what the fuck? Literally, they just like, remember that main character that you liked, that you had like character? We got rid of all that shit and just made him a completely different person.
Well, that was like
Why?
a main character. It was a main character you liked, but you like only were like, yeah, his ideal kind of makes sense, but he's kind of fucked in the head.
Yeah, like you
He's
could get that.
God,
You're just like,
come on.
his end goal is literally murder. So I mean, you kind of have like a. I get it. You're going after criminals and like people in jail and shit, but like, excuse me, they're already in prison. Why are you executing them?
Yeah, like it's a little much, man.
It's a little much. Like, I don't know. And like, even then though, like, even if we're going past that, like his personality, they were like, hey, you want to fucking change everything about his personality? He's like that, popular guy. Everyone likes him. He's good at sports. He's the top of his grades. Yada yada yada. And then the fucking new version, he's getting bullied by everyone. People look down on him. I'm like, why? Why would you make that change? What? Why would you be like, this is a better character? That, like, the point of him being like that was no one would think that he's the one who would do it, because why?
Yeah, he's
a likable guy.
And he's also like, attempting to be student president. Like he's got everything going for him. So why would he be some sadistic murderer?
Exactly.
Yeah,
But then in the new and then the
officer.
Netflix adaptation, it's like the kid who looks like and acts like he's about to shoot up the school. Oh, he's the psycho murderer? Really?
No.
Like,
would never.
No.
Who would have thunk it?
Oh, God. No, it's just absurd to me, like, that they were like, this is a good fucking course of action.
Kyle, that's for you.
But yeah, Japanese live actions, it's kind of hit and miss, especially the older ones, because holy shit, do they show their age? Like that's the thing I was going to say earlier. The animated ones, or even anime in general, like, it's hard to show its age unless you're somebody who's been watching them, and then you can identify, like, oh yeah, they're like the long, spindly characters that you see back in, like, 80s and 90s ones. You're like, yeah, this shit's dated as fuck. Because the style's kind of changed coming up to now, of, like, how characters are drawn, at least. Although,
I mean, even
Kyle
then, not even just, like,
always makes his point of, if I wanted to draw
face.
anime, I would draw a fucking shovel.
Shovel with eyes, and then throw some fucking spiky hair on top.
Throw some unique hair on it. If it's a main character.
Yeah. Like, and then you make sure it's nice and vibrantly colored, so you know who the important people are. Like,
Exactly.
from a glance.
Other people can have spiky hair, but it's got to be black. The main character's got to have, like, purple or bright teal.
Yeah,
Just really.
But yeah, the live actions, they're hit and miss. Specifically, Trevor, you mentioned how in or it was mentioned in our chat how you fucking are dressed up as Majima in your fucking
Animal Crossing.
And I sent that image of fucking, that's literally from the live action adaptation that they made for fucking Yakuza.
Yeah, but that scene is so, like, perfectly embraces his character, you know?
But
it's wonderful.
It's apparently a production gap. The guy literally went to peek around the corner with the covered eye, and it was just like, well, we got the scene done, so fuck it, add it in.
Yeah, they added it in, and then as he's standing there smiling like a fucking psychopath, he just pulls out a baseball bat. But, like, that's his character, though. Like, he is that scene is more in line with, like, the game than anything else was, from what I've gathered. Granted, I can't say too much. I haven't watched it, so. But, like, talking about how adaptions can be bad, I'm like, that, in my mind, feels more like a good adaptation. But I haven't seen the whole thing, so I can't talk about the rest.
That series is so fucking wacky to begin with that, like... Well, actually, it's a duality of, like, being super serious and fucking wacky at the same time.
Well, when you have you can't have this super, like, intense Yakuza storyline without, like, fun moments on top of it to kind of, like, give you that breathing room.
Some breathing space.
So, like, then you have it, and they're like, well, why don't we just make the characters, like, kind of goofy, but then at the same time, they know when to be serious. And they do have that, like, serious tone to them. But when they're just out hanging with the bros, they're just fucking dumb. I'm like, perfect. That is a great character.
I mean,
it works.
And, like, doing it that way just feels like an, Japan kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, narrative flow, what does it mean?
Whatever are thou?
Dumb when hanging out with the bros reminds me, I just saw a thing talking about the Cloud and Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. They were talking about that scene where they're standing in front of the giant door to the like safe. It's just like a giant vault door. Like standing there thinking, and then start trying to like break through it with swords. And they were mentioning how
and they're just
separately they're incredibly smart and capable characters, but if you put them in a room together, their IQ drops 200 points.
Because I remember seeing a GIF where he's like literally like banging with the Buster Sword on the fucking
just
door.
like
and it's just like, what do you think this
one-handed
is going to do?
flailing his hand against the safe door.
It'll solve the problems, guys. Seriously. We'll get in there in no time. Honest.
Like anybody with like a collective IQ of at least fucking 70 would be like, maybe there's a control panel.
Collective of 70. That's still shooting pretty
It's the low end of like lukewarm.
It's just normal shit, you know.
But getting back to movies. No, I've been watching DS9. I'm almost done with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I know you don't stop talking about it, man.
It's so
So,
good.
you keep saying it's good. I am too lazy to bother looking into literally anything pertaining to it. So tell me, synopsis. What is it? I don't know shit about
I'm
it.
just
So-
not a fan of Star Trek, but yeah, go ahead.
So, I would absolutely recommend watching Babylon 5 first, because from what I've read, the guy who wrote Babylon 5 approached the studio for Star Trek first and said, here's a universe Bible I wrote, and they said, we don't want this. So he went to a different company. They picked up Babylon 5 and started filming. And then after it was on air for 2 months, Deep Space Nine went into production. So it's kind of a ripoff, but with a Star Trek flair. So if you don't like Star Trek, you might not like it. But they live on a space station, and galactic politics ensue. It's really good. Great show. Watch
Gotcha.
Babylon 5 first, though. So good.
I mean, okay, I won't say that I entirely hate Star Trek. I like it for the meme value that it has garnered, but other than that, yeah. No.
I've gotten tons of great meme screenshots.
Good to know that
I
it's
don't
one of
doubt
those
it.
kind of things.
And then
What's her name? She doesn't post that often anymore.
Who?
The person who made those quick clips of like random scenes from it.
She also made Skyrim videos all the time.
Yeah.
I don't
remember.
I mean, if you just search Star Trek out of context, she'll come
Yeah,
up.
actually, here, I'll just do that real quick. That'll be the easiest way.
The NGE out of context, I think, is the best one. Yeah. Next Generation. And the only other thing I've watched
So easy.
was Beastars.
Sora Nova.
I think I wanted to
out
watch
to-
that. I was actually
shout
going to
out
watch
to
it yesterday,
Soranova.
and I didn't get around to it.
I just watched a movie recently, and I only watched it because I was really surprised. I didn't know this, that Martin Scorsese directed it, but it was Hugo.
Oh yeah, Hugo was good.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that movie.
Wait, hold on.
What?
I want to make sure I'm thinking of the same movie.
It's
Hold on a
definitely
second.
like geared for like a kids movie, I would say, but it's really interesting about like that filmmaker back in the day who
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different
Oh
movie.
my
You're good.
God.
Never mind.
What?
Her channel has 65 million views. Jesus Christ. I didn't realize. 65 million views, but only 290,000 subs. That's the duality of YouTube.
Yeah.
Geez, that TNG thing was from 2016.
you feel old yet?
Serious?
You feel old yet?
You feel old, boomer?
I do.
I'm glad you admitted to being a boomer.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna watch Space 9.
I would recommend, if you think you might be interested, give it a chance past like the third episode, because like for the first couple episodes I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching this, but then it actually got pretty good.
Also, I did just watch the Hateful Eight director's cut on Netflix with the 4 hours of stuff, and I don't know what was different.
You did mention that.
Yeah.
You were just like, I don't fucking know what's going on.
I mean,
here.
in my defense, I did watch
Yeah.
the movie when it came out in theaters, so maybe that's why I don't remember what was different, but like I legitimately did not see what was different about the extra, like, 30 minutes or 45 minutes added, so I missed something.
Did you pull a Jamie and like look up what the differences were?
I didn't care that much.
Well, I feel like that'd be productive to at least like tell you like, okay, I would have never noticed this if it was just like some random scenes of them like riding through a fucking forest or something like during the earlier part of the movie. I mean, unless it's like actual substantial cuts, because that's usually what like
30 extra minutes of
directors
footage,
do.
just 30 straight minutes of the Skyrim intro, just riding in a cart on your way to get beheaded in Helgen.
yeah. Skyrim is gone gold, and it's like, yep, we're including everything from the cutting room floor. Bam.
Look,
We actually
really
wanted the
this
cart ride
scene.
to be 30 minutes longer, so you could actually experience the dread
You
of being
actually
executed.
they're actually carting you from the border, like the actual border, but you were trying to cross the western border, not the southern border, so they cart you all the way there.
You just
you
like
know.
pass Whiterun, you're like, oh hey, that's nice. I wonder if I ever go there.
Have I been there? I don't know. This character's about to die, so fuck if I know. That was like the biggest mistake of like the opening.
I
It
wish there was
removed
an
the entire
intermission
illusion
during this opening
of
to my
creating your-
game.
Yeah, no. The fact that they have you open up and create your character before they send you to the chopping block. I'm like, this character could literally, they could have literally killed that character and then afterwards started you with a new character and made that start have nothing to do with your character.
That honestly, that would have been interesting. Like, you're just a fucking random yokel who like wanders up to Helgen after it gets burned to shit, and then
watching
you run
that.
the right one.
Yeah.
Rather
Like,
than
or
being
like
the
you're
person who
there because you're like, I
survived
want to watch the executions because that's the thing you do.
So
You
you
know?
go through character creation, and then they kill you, and then you go through a secondary character creation, like a huge,
No, that's
like
what
a
I mean,
huge
though.
middle finger. Like
Well,
you
yeah.
spend like 2 hours creating this character, it gets fucking executed. It's like, hey, start character creation again.
Oh, thanks.
That'd be
He's
like-
the character
that'd-
you'll actually play.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd feel specifically targeted. Just saying. Considering my track record of spending like 4 to 5 hours in a fucking character creator.
You know what?
Look, I do the same.
Where I spend the most time is names. Oh my god, I can never think of a fucking name for a character.
See,
Yeah.
I always just, if I can't immediately think of a name, I just go to Donjon. I usually go to the sci-fi one, and I'm like, give me a fucking name.
I just go to behind the name. It's usually what I use.
I
If I
usually
don't
just
have
use
something already in mind.
something from another.
You usually just use fucking Udo or Gerlukovich.
Or Jack. I use Jack a lot if I want like just a
Overdose of
simple ass
some
fucking
sort.
name. But yeah, no, those are usual go-tos. Like hell, I think that's fucking. Like I use that. I think. Yeah, you're right. I think I use that for a lot of things. Should work
Udo
on
von
that.
Or in your fucking
Lichtenstein.
latest Mountain Blade. Fucking run where you Rolf gear.
That's my Crusader Kings too. Let's get it right.
I always used to use Yolfgar for names.
I
I don't know why.
I would always use Finbar in Skyrim.
Aaron,
No, I don't.
if it didn't make sense for a character to cook, you wouldn't even ever touch a cooking pot. So it's not worth it asking what name you usually use, because you don't usually use any one name.
I mean, that's what I was about to say, is that, like, literally, I don't usually use one. Like, I'm usually doing character runs.
I do that too, though.
Or am I
So
just, like,
don't
doing,
don't
like,
feel like
some
you're being
light-
outed here.
Some
much.
light RP.
I mean, I'm
I'm
absolutely
Keith,
calling him out, but I can call you out as well.
And don't bother. Won't make a difference.
Aaron, Aaron, you said you had some funny news from 6 months ago.
Entertain us,
Some
funny
funny
man.
news? Well, actually, it's from much longer ago.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, how long
I
have we
mean,
been stuck inside
here,
now?
actually-
3.5 months?
Yeah.
Actually, I'll send one that literally dates itself within the first line
Ooh,
of
I
the
can't
article.
wait. Buying a PlayStation 2. Iraq buys 4,000 PlayStation 2s in World's Conquest bid.
What?
This is from,
Either that
this
or
is from
Saddam just
December
wants the
9th
Ridge Racer 4 hives.
This is
high
from
score.
December 19th, 2000.
Yes.
Jeez.
And
All
look
right.
at the first line. Forget Jim Carrey. Saddam Hussein is the real Grinch who stole Christmas. Literally dating itself, dude. So fucking hard. Back before Jim Carrey showed up next to a fucking CGI'd fucking monstrosity of a fucking hedgehog.
That is fine.
So yes, they actually bought a bunch of PS2s to make a fucking like supercomputer back before the Iraq War started.
You know, this reminds me that recently I also watched all of Arrested Development,
Great show.
and it was a big plot point that that his dad, Michael Bluth,
Yeah.
whatever. Michael Bluth built a bunch of houses for Saddam Hussein.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it
what?
wasn't Michael. What was his dad's name?
George Bluth
Yeah.
Sr. Michael Bluth's dad.
Good stuff.
Wait, what was Michael Cera's character? Wasn't he named after like a famous
George Michael.
Yeah, George Michael.
So for a
Oh my
while,
God.
people were calling him Little George, and he was like, no.
Just
Am I-
no.
Am I thinking correctly of like like Careless Whisper, George Michael, or am I misremembering the person's name?
Wait,
The
did he do that?
singer-songwriter George Michael?
Shit. Yeah, hold on. Now I'm gonna have to fucking Jamie this.
Get on top of
George
that.
Michael was an English songwriter.
Yeah, no,
producer,
yep.
Wake me
philanthropist.
up before you go.
Yep.
Is that George Michael?
Apparently.
Oh.
Yep.
Jeez. And he did fucking Careless Whisper?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God.
looking at it
He
right
did
now.
Last
George Michael,
Christmas?
Careless Whisper. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's an interesting group. Quite the portfolio.
Yeah, no, he definitely made some hits that are cult classics there.
Some real hits and classics of the cult
Wake
of
me
variety.
up before you go.
But
Take
here,
me before you
going through the
go.
article real quick.
Yeah.
She asked first.
Or even, and this angle, in a secret document leaked to WND takes on the matter, a stack of machines being wired together in some vast supercomputer configuration to be used to take over the world. Sounds a bit billion-dollar brain to us, i.e. bollocks, but we don't suppose there's a good reason why Iraqi computer scientists can't get Linux running in Beowulf configuration on 4,000 PS2s. For the purposes of subverting Western democracy, though we note that Florida seems to have done a pretty good job of that already. Most Americans don't realize that each PlayStation unit contains a 32-bit CPU, every bit as powerful as the processor found in most desktops and laptop computers. One unnamed military intelligence source told WND. Beyond that, the graphics capabilities of a PlayStation 2 are staggering, 5 times more powerful than that of a typical graphics workstation,
Jesus
and
Christ.
roughly 15 times more powerful than the graphics cards found in most PCs.
Wow. I've got an
Man,
RTX 2080,
those-
so
Yeah. Just imagine
Unnamed
any of our computers then. You know what I mean? Just
Well,
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Not to completely pull a plot point out of Iron Skies, but the dude had an iPhone 2, and it was more powerful than anything the moon Nazis had been able to make in 60 years on the backside of the moon.
Jesus.
Uh,
Applications
love
for
that.
this system are potentially frightening, said another intelligence source. One expert I spoke with estimated that an integrated bundle of 12 to 15 PlayStations could provide enough computer power to control an Iraqi unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV, a pilotless aircraft. Now, this is also the time period where that was like the new forefront of technology and scary.
Before we use them exclusively.
back before our previous president used it to like
level parts of like towns.
Yeah.
We have reports there may or may not be insurgents. Well, level that quarter of the town. Problem solved.
What about the residents? They're
all
obviously hiding
now.
someone.
Yeah, they're all accomplices.
Yeah, they're complicit.
Jake, I hate this fucking article
Spruce.
you sent me.
Yeah.
This sounds almost as bad as the scare stories from the early 1980s of Sinclair ZX81s being nabbed by the Soviet military. So for their ZA80 CPUs, handy for controlling ICBMs, we were told. Bundled PlayStation computers could also be used to calculate ballistic data for long-range missiles, or in the design of nuclear weapons. Iraq has long had difficulty calculating the potential yield of nuclear devices, a critical requirement in designing such weapons. So we're going to use PS2s for it.
PS2s, man, they were ahead of their time. Come on,
My
now.
nuclear guidance system, created with 15 fucking pawn shop fucking PS2s I got.
He bought 4,000 of them, alright? He could have had, like, at least 2 of those nuclear control systems.
Here's the thing about that, though. I just, like, they couldn't have just, like, bought the parts. They needed to buy PlayStation.
They couldn't have just bought PCs.
Nope. Obviously PS2s, the cutting edge from Japan.
I feel like
they could have just bought parts from Japan.
Listen, I feel like actually back in the day, it probably was cheaper to buy a PS2 and salvage it for the parts than to buy a good piece. Like, think about how expensive PCs were back in the day. Like, you can't go out and buy like a $200 laptop like you could back in the day. Like, you still had to buy a full tower.
Yeah.
That's true. They were not cheap.
And laptops would have just been like coming into the fold of being like the affordable.
Yeah, and you'd have like 100 or 512 gigs of RAM and like maybe 50 gigs of not 50 gigs, like
megs.
Yeah, 50 megs of memory.
Hey, that goes to show the times. Megs. You mean gigs these days?
50 gigs is fucking nothing, dude. Nowadays, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hell, what the fuck is, like, RAM anymore? What, 8 gigabytes of RAM? Oh my god, that's shit. That's trash. I have an
old MacBook Pro that I used to watch TV on and, like, Netflix and stuff, and it struggles on 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry, that has 6 in it. It struggles on 6 gigs of RAM.
And so then we're thinking back to, like,
step up.
Yeah. Like, fucking shit, every time I, like, come across, like, an old computer or something at, like, work or something, I take it apart, because I'm like, alright, let's see what we fucking got in this bad boy, right? I'm like, alright, what's the DDR? DDR1, great, what's the capacity? 512 kilobytes. What the fuck?
I don't even think Windows 10 Windows 10 would run on that. Jesus Christ.
No, it's kilobytes. Windows 10 has a minimum of 4 gigabytes.
Like, sure about that.
I'm looking up Windows 10 minimum requirements right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably wrong on that, but I know it's like at least 2 gigabytes.
RAM is 1 gigabyte is minimum required.
Really? I could have sworn it was 2.
16 gigs hard drive space, DirectX 9 is a graphics card, or a WDDM 1.0 driver. I don't even know what that is. Display 800 by 600. And a 1 gigahertz processor is minimum.
Wow, that's
Trev, you might be thinking of Windows 8 that has the 2 gig requirement.
Well, it's a 2 gig requirement for 64-bit, but Windows 10 comes in 32-bit.
That's probably what I'm thinking of, because who the fuck uses 32
yeah,
anymore?
because thank God. Well, I mean, yeah, no one uses 32-bit, but a lot of people still use 32-bit processors. I'm looking at you, Apple. Fucking Catalina took out 32-bit for some fucking reason. So, like, for me, a person who makes music is fucked because, like, so many synths and shit and, like, plugins still run on 32-bit. So I'm fucked. I'm never upgrading to Catalina. I'm sticking with Mojave the rest of my goddamn life.
Until all that shit gets updated. If it gets updated.
Jake literally sitting here yelling at the corpse of Steve Jobs, upgrade your shit.
No, fucking Tim Apple. Fuck you, Tim Apple, you motherfucker. Fucking getting rid of 32-bit. Like, I understand why you're getting rid of 32-bit because, like, it's antiquated, but at the same time, like, they have, like, where I work, we have an entire list of programs that won't work on 32-bit anymore. It's seriously over half of our program list will not work on the new Mac operating system. And next year, we are 100% doing Catalina because we're getting new computers and, well, you can't downgrade to Mojave.
Yeah.
So...
Unless you... Wait, you really can't, like, just format it and then reinstall the old...
You can, but I think you have to, like, really go through, like, an arm and a leg to do it. I mean, I don't know. I can't afford a new fucking Mac, so I have no idea. Yeah,
that's
dude, I'll tell you what,
like
though, like
hell.
Mac OS is seriously a great operating system, but like, fuck, man, if they just keep changing so much stuff for like the worse, and it's just like. I don't know. I love Mac OS. Like for just like web browsing and doing like simple tasks, word processing and whatever. I love Mac OS, but like the way it keeps changing, like it keeps pushing me away and away and away. And like I'm never gonna upgrade to Mojave if I can't, like from Mojave if I can at this point, unless I start using a different DAW to make music. So
unless potentially, maybe. But
have you tried Linux? No,
if I could run Logic on Linux, I probably would, but unfortunately that is a Mac-only processor, and I fucked myself by only learning 2 DAWs, one being FL Studio, which is decent, but not the greatest, so...
Good times. Sounds like you need to learn to code.
I don't think
just saying.
I actually have started learning Bash a little bit because I work with Mac so much, but they're getting rid of Bash. Well, they're not getting rid of Bash, but it's not going to be their standard terminal command line isn't going to be Bash anymore with Catalina, which is, again, fucking stupid. I don't know who is making these decisions at Apple to do stuff like this.
Somebody who thinks they know better. Yeah. That's where a lot of these fucking dumb decisions come from in any company. It's just somebody who's like in a position and thinks that, you know, now that they have some newfound power in this position, all of their fucking great ideas can come to field, and when they do it, it's like everybody looks at them and says, I mean, he's the man in charge, so we'll do it. And then the end user ends up being like, wow, this is fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, that's like putting USB 3 or Apple's proprietary Lightning port on all the new MacBook Airs. Like, what the fuck's the point of that? Like, then everybody has to go out and buy like $60 dongles to do anything. Like, I get it. Like, you're trying to make it so the user only has to use one thing, but that's not how the world works. Like, everybody is going to be using USB-C until like 2050 or USB-A until like 2050. Like, no one's getting rid of USB-A ever, as much as great as USB-C is.
No.
Well, and that's my thing. I was going to say, you could take the fucking cynics route and be like, oh, well, they just want to corner the market before there's any potential to, you know, have other people get around
I think one or two USB-Cs is good to have on a device, because USB-C is an extremely powerful thing. Like some of the dongles you can get have like DisplayPort, 3 USBs on it, HDMI, Ethernet, and it can all run through USB-C, which is awesome. Like, that's incredible. But at the same time, I don't want to have to buy a dongle to plug in a flash drive. Like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean, because I'm like, don't get me wrong, USB-C is very good, and I understand its reasoning. It's just, like you said, it's not going to be within the next few years that, like, flash drives are fucking in USB-C. They're still gonna be in USB-A, because you need to have it go backwards compatible for the past like 12 years of fucking computers, because no one fucking upgrades their computers.
Yeah,
So-
there's not a
But-
single person that's running out like every day to fucking get.
But
the
let me
newest
tell you,
thing.
Apple
Yeah.
thinks everybody's upgrading their computers because people who have Apple products fucking flock to buy the newest shit as soon as they can because fuck it, let's put it on my credit card.
Yeah, no, fucking, I'll have people come into the store and like fucking be like, hey, I need this work done on my computer. I'm like, I can't do that. I can upgrade you to Windows 10, but I can't work on your fucking Windows XP machine. It doesn't. Literally, I've had people. I had 2 people come in, the same. They were together, and they're like, "Yeah, we're looking to just get a new computer." And I was like, "All right, cool, that's great, all right." And yeah, they were both of their computers were Windows
Jesus
XP.
Christ.
And I was like, "The fuck?"
I had a conversation with that at someone at work. He's like, "Yeah, my computer's a little out of date. It's at the one at home. It's still Windows XP." I was like, "That's not a little out of date. Like that's fucking antiquated, dude. Like nothing runs XP
Compared to
anymore."
now, yeah.
Yeah, nothing runs XP anymore. Key thing.
I'll tell you
Like-
what, though.
Although, a lot of businesses cheap out and keep on XP.
Well, a lot of businesses use Linux. Like when I worked for Wawa, everything they used was Linux based.
Well, that's because you literally don't need to sit there and fucking re-up on licenses or anything. Like, you can just fucking have a fucking tech department just code up whatever the fuck you want for your fucking POS system and just be like, well, yep, we can deploy this, and guess what? We don't have to pay a fucking cent for it. We only had to pay the people to make
And
it.
that's glorious.
Yeah. It's the strength of that fucking operating system. And then to have it just not tied to anybody who's going to make retarded decisions. Well, I mean, the collective that's working on it might make a fucking retarded decision, but you can probably go back and fucking take it out if you wanted to.
Yeah, but generally speaking, if a
When you have that
higher up says
knowledge.
this isn't working, they're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Generally
Um,
speaking, yeah.
And what's like the latest version of fucking like Windows Server? Because a lot of companies seem like they still use like 2008.
I don't actually know. I don't think they've updated in a while, honestly.
I'm pretty
Which
sure
is
we're
odd.
on. I
08
think it's
08
16.
Are we on 16?
Yeah, that or 2012.
Oh, Windows Server
one of the
19
two.
is a thing.
Oh, shit.
Wow,
I did not know
really?
that.
Yeah, I also didn't know that. Yeah, wow. Yeah, 16 was the last in October 2018. They made Windows 19, so that makes a whole lot of fucking sense. But yeah, for
Damn.
us, I suppose Windows 16 was probably the most recent that any of us have had experience on. I don't even know what we use at work. I know we use an older version of Windows. It still looks like fucking XP, so that's a lie.
I was
That's a
gonna say,
lie.
the one that
It
seems like
has
it-
updated and it does look like Windows 10 now. So
The ones that seem like that still clanks around is like 08 and then the 2012 distributions. I see those a lot for some reason. At least like companies that I've worked at. Which is kind of disgusting because I'm like, who knows how many fucking backdoor issues you could probably be having with using something that
not
out of date.
necessarily. I mean, you have to think about it on this level too. Is like they're still supporting it. They support Windows servers longer than they support Windows operating systems. And they pretty much support that shit forever. Like it's kind of sucks that they do because but they kind of have to because certain larger companies are still using older systems. Why they wouldn't upgrade, I don't know, but
Honestly, I think at the end of the day, the easiest answer is just money.
Yeah, that usually summarizes most
which
things.
is ridiculous because there was a school district who got fucking hit with their pants down for not upgrading, and they got ransomwared and their whole fucking system went down and they lost everything and they had to pay millions of dollars from taxpayers to basically fucking rebuild this entire school technology wise.
And that's what
Your
I'm
money
talking
hard
about.
at work.
No, it's nowhere near us. So
I know, I'm just saying though, like taxpayer money. But anyway, I know what you mean. It's good fun, Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Well, and that's the thing, is that, like, their question of, like, when money is an issue is like if it's a critical need at this moment. And like if it's not a critical need to fucking sit there and actually update your systems and like, well, that, and it's also, I think, probably an issue of if we update this, how many fucking boomers that don't know how to actually adjust to some new system are going to be just left shit out of luck.
But like when you're the network admin and techs who work with the network admin, it doesn't matter, because if you're making an upgrade, those people are just going to have to fucking learn, and that's what you're getting paid for, is to make sure these people can handle an update. Which they can't.
Yeah, and then you suffer through like a half year of fucking emails about some of the dumbest shit possible.
I have people who, we use Mac OS, and I have people who are, so the most up to date operating system that we use is High Sierra, which is, I believe, one under Mojave, which is the most recent. And I have people who are still on fucking Yosemite, which was the biggest flawed operating system Apple ever put out. Like, it was a steaming pile of dog shit of backdoors, and like people are still on it. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, like the only way for me to get you upgraded is to completely just wipe your computer and start over. Like, there's no fucking way, because like there's 2 other updates between you and where we are now. God. So like there's no fucking way this is possible to just update your machine at this point.
The last update to it was fucking 2017, people. Come
What's
on. That? For Yosemite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was the last time they even updated it. It was 2017.
You know, and it's one of these things where they put out emails like, you know, once a month, and then, you know, every 2 weeks, and then every week, and then every day, like saying like, update your shit, and people are just like, well, I don't fucking
So they're probably sitting at their desk just fucking Xing out of it when it says that, and they're just like, nope, computer go burr, it runs.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. That's like that email I said I got I really shouldn't be talking about at work on a podcast, but I've been drinking, so. But that's like the thing fine. Where it's like, you know, startup disk is full. What does this mean? Why can't I save more shit to my computer? Your startup disk is full. Like, I cannot make it any more clear than that. It literally says you need to delete shit to make more room. Like, I can't make that any more like obvious to you, like what you have to do to get this to work or continue to work. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It's beyond your power now.
And I guess I can't really say too much, honestly, because I'm still on fucking Windows 8.
Oh God, Aaron, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, but he's only one back. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's different
yes
that
and
way.
No, Windows 10 I think Windows 10 is going to be a thing for a long time. So like from Windows 16, Windows 16.1 or whatever the nomenclature is that they use, 16.1 to 1901 is like a million times different. Like, so much shit has changed from like 16 to 19. Like, everything is different.
I feel like I might be misremembering something, but didn't they literally just announce like a new version of fucking Windows coming out?
I don't think so. I think I think their plan originally, I mean, I could be wrong, but their plan originally was Windows 10 is going to be the new operating system, and they're just going to continue to branch off of Windows 10, kind of like how Mac OS is doing it. Everything since like, I want to say Mavericks, but probably Yosemite. They're kind of basically OS X or OS 10. That was like their, how can I word this? Like their, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a, help me out here. It's like a benchmark. That is their benchmark operating system.
Okay.
And they're just going to continue to do small improvements per update, like major update, which is kind of what they want to do with Windows, which is, you know, from 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 18 to 19, those are like the major updates, is when the first 2 numbers change. And from 18 to 19, there was a lot of changes, So I think that's kind of what Windows is doing. Maybe they're going to make Windows 11 or whatever the fuck is next, but like originally that was their plan.
I do remember that. They were like, Windows 10 is the end all be all.
Yeah, that was the original plan, and if they're changing, well, so be it. But I'm probably going to stick with Windows 10 for a little while, at least until it ends support. So,
Just doing what they want you to do.
Because 10 is like way more lightweight now.
10 is seriously
fucking
10.
8.
I was so reluctant to get 10. Windows 7 was the shit and will always be the shit. Like Windows 7 was the best Windows operating system, I swear to God. But like 10 has gotten a lot more efficient over the years and over updates and everything like that. So, I mean, you do you if you want to stick to Windows 8, but I'm going to tell you what, that's going to be unsupported very soon.
I'm not surprised. I'm kind of waiting for that to become the case.
For the words to be out.
Like it's coming up soon.
It's not a far from.
Oh, apparently
conclusion.
January 2023. I guess it's less soon than I thought. Windows 8 is going to be unsupported, so.
I mean, you say that, but time moves pretty quick.
Yeah, don't say that. I don't want to think about how fucking quick time moves. Ugh. Let's see here.
Well, because we took a long.
Wow. Windows 7
long
Service
tangent on that
Pack's
last one.
end of support was January 14th, 2020. That's kind of depressing, actually. Apparently.
Wow, that just
yeah,
happened.
right? I know. Windows 7, that fucking god of an operating system is dead. Officially dead. Although, when WannaCry happened, they actually pushed updates to Windows XP, so like, who really knows what end of support actually means?
Jeez, when did it... Hold on. That just opened some old memories there. WannaCry? When the fuck was that?
A year ago? 2 years ago? Not crypto.
2017, yeah.
Not crypto. Locking like networks out of their system is like a ransomware. That's what I'm looking for. It's like the new thing. Like that's what happened to the school district I was talking about earlier. They got ransomwared, locked down their shit. They didn't pay, and their shit was done. Like end of story, non-recoverable. Every single computer in the district fucked. So. And something like that almost happened to my district. Like it was literally one of those things where we got an update on the firewall and like 3 guys came over and ripped a fucking computer out of the wall and was like, nope, this is not happening right now. We're done. Like,
God.
It was crazy. Like it literally happened like that. Like firewall update, ran over to the district or ran over to the building and fucking ripped a computer out of the wall because like it wasn't bad. It was fine. It was trying to phone home. It wasn't getting home. But like still the fact that it was trying to make connection was enough for them to go over there and rip Ethernet cords and rip the power cable right out of the computer. Like it wasn't even like, can you stop what you're doing? It was literally unplug the fucking computer while mid her doing something, you know? Like it was fucking intense.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, you're not playing with something fucking
and that's the thing. Like
small
schools are an extremely vulnerable place for like ransomware right now because they're not going after banks. They're not going after government buildings. Well, they are going after government buildings, but they're not going after like small things. They're going after schools because they don't give a shit about your information. They know you give a shit about your information.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it. If you are one of those hackers, you know.
Yeah, fuck those people.
That's how you want to do
Those
it.
goddamn assholes who fucking destroy lives with hacking. Ethical hacking is one thing, but like those fucking people. I know I sent an article to you guys a long time ago, but it was about those Russian hackers who were getting fucking like basically hung for hacking. I know I have the article somewhere. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm sorry.
Not literally.
Like noose around the neck, hanging.
Not literally, but
for
yeah,
hacking.
I found the article already.
Low tech means for high tech issues.
It's 2 Russian hackers charged with sweeping malware against attacks on the U.S.
I remember these.
Yeah,
faces.
this was 2019. This was very recently. This was almost just half a year ago. So.
Yeah. This looks familiar.
the NBC.
This
Bank,
was
company,
recently.
School district. A lumber company, natural gas. A small organization of nuns. Why the nuns? Like, what do you think they're gonna pay you? They're gonna fucking figure out what Bitcoin is
Really?
and be like, no, we need our sacred texts back.
I mean, seriously though, like, if you want to hit a place, a church is a perfect place to hit. You want to know why? Because all of their money is untaxed.
Yeah.
There is
true.
literally no
Oh.
paper trail from a church.
But like, I just feel like they're not gonna go there and or like go out of their way to like transfer money out of an account or
You'd
some
be
shit.
surprised how stupid people
You
can
know,
be.
it also seems
yeah.
like having a church would be a great way to, hide money. Looking at you, Scientology.
Specifically Tom Cruise. You short little fucker.
Man, I guess we're just gonna call out famous people on our shows from now on. First it was Susan, now it's Tom Cruise.
I mean, like, Tom Cruise is a good actor, but, like, that guy's a fucking psychopath, dude.
that actually, I think it was Tom Cruise. Apparently someone proposed an Elon Musk movie. I think it was Tom Cruise.
Was Tom Cruise going to play Elon Musk?
I believe
God,
so.
he's arrogant.
Let me find an article.
God,
Tom
he's
Cruise will
an
travel on
arrogant
Elon Musk's
motherfucker.
SpaceX rocket to film inside space. Business Insider a day ago.
Also, be careful who you talk shit about. Because the high-ranking members of the Church of Scientology get one free kill.
It's only against another member of Scientology, so it's only if we join.
No, it's not against another member.
pretty
it's
sure it
against
is.
literally
Fuck
anybody.
Scientology,
No,
dude.
It's literally
They
anybody.
can go fuck themselves. I'll talk shit on Scientology all goddamn day.
they have
How do
an
I
entire,
Dianetics my face?
Also, I want to
What's
point
an
out,
Elron?
I just went to Tom Cruise's...
They have an entire network of people that will fucking make sure that your corpse gets
well,
hidden
they
and
haven't
nobody
killed
knows
the
they
people from
disappeared.
South Park yet, so I think I'm fine.
Yet.
I mean, those are pretty high-ranking people. They're just making sure they plotted out right.
Well, anyway, I also want to point out, I just went to Tom Cruise's Twitter, and it says, running in movies since 1989. I love how that's like just a blatant grab at trying to sound younger than he actually is. I'm sorry, 1981. But like, people see that and go, oh, he was probably born in 1981. But that short little fucker's way older than that.
How old is Tom Cruise?
I
Jake?
don't fucking know.
Also, Jake, like, I visited an actual fucking Church of Scientology.
Aaron, do you remember where I
once.
used to live?
He's born
Where
in
did I
62.
live, Aaron?
Right down the
I
street
lived in
from
Los
the
Angeles.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what building I
probably.
passed almost every
Yeah.
single day? The fucking Church
That's
of
some shit.
Scientology in Los Angeles, California. And you know how many times those
Did any
fucking
of them-
assholes tried to hand me pamphlets and I literally told them to fuck themselves?
Why wouldn't you take the pamphlets? What's wrong
I
with you?
took them. I took one,
Oh, fuck that shit, dude.
mostly
tell
just
the
to
fuck
have
off.
it as a
I'm
keepsake.
not rich
to laugh
enough to
at.
be in their little fucking cult anyway.
Hey,
It
now,
doesn't
don't
matter.
call
They
it a
just want
cult.
your money.
That's-
They
that's-
literally don't care about your wealth. They just care about the fact that they can just constantly eke money out of you.
If it's $1 here and there, or if it's $10,000, they don't care.
Fuck that, dude.
As long as they get you indoctrinated enough to give them money, that's a win in their book.
I think we should start our own cult.
I just love the pamphlet. Just bring sanity to an insane world. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, guys.
Sure,
Alright.
sure.
All right, people who are literally trying to like assassinate U.S. senators. Yeah, sanity. Yeah. Trying to take
That's
over
one
small
word.
South American nations to start your own country. Yeah, sanity. Yeah.
Apparently Scientology's okay
Believe
with divorce
fucking-
because Tom Cruise has been divorced 3 times. This isn't the Catholic Church where you gotta pay your way out of a fucking divorce. They just let you
I was about to say the Henry VIII of the religions.
I don't know. Has Tom Cruise killed his wives? I don't fucking know.
I mean, you don't gotta kill them. You just gotta make a whole entire new system where it's fine to just be like, nah, bitch, this isn't working.
What is this, fucking Mormons?
Well, no, that in that case, it's just the marriage is going bad. Okay, you're gonna have to compete with this other woman. You're gonna have to compete with 3 more, babe. Sorry. You want to be a bitch? I have 3 more that'll treat me right. Mormons are also fucking crazy.
Awful.
Magic.
Although all the shit I talked on Tom Cruise, I do like a few of his movies, though. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I fucking can't stand him.
Fucking want to establish a fucking Midwest desert hellhole called Deseret. Like, come on.
I mean, like, if you're like, listen here,
A Mormon nation.
if you're short, though, at least like fess up to being short. Like, he's 5'7", which isn't terribly short, but at the same time,
I'm 5'7".
Like, Tom Cruise has an issue with being very short. Like every movie,
but I'm not
every
short.
movie, he's always.
You're calling him short in the process.
Every movie, though, he's always like the same height as like the bad guys who are like 6'5", which is a little gratuitous.
I mean, like, I think that's like short for like the average of American men, which is like what, like.
I'm pretty sure the average is either 5'8" or 5'10".
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range, yeah.
But like, oh boy, I'm 1 inch below
Hey, Jamie,
the
get up on
US average.
Oh, what,
Yeah,
did
I
you hear
hear
me
him
typing?
typing.
It's
Yeah.
5'7".
Yeah, so like he's average height. I'm above average, for Christ's sake.
I think most of us are above average.
5'7" is
Apparently-
The
average?
average American male stands at 5 feet 7
Yeah.
inches.
Yeah, so yeah, we're fucking average height, Cruz. Calm down.
Yeah, right. Like I'm the above average one. I'm 6
Get
foot,
off.
dude.
Get off the soapbox you feel is so mandatory for you to like match up to anybody, bud. Jeez.
I really love that we're really talking shit on Tom Cruise.
I don't think it's nothing that hasn't been done before.
That's
Like,
true.
come on.
He's just really sensitive about how tall he is because he's short.
He feels like he's a manlet.
How many Missions Impossible have there been? There's been a fucking lot of those.
I mean, just look at Tom Cruise IMDb.
It's like most of his filmography.
I swear to God, if you like look at any picture of him in Mission Impossible, oh my God, they're making Mission Impossible 7 for Christ's sake. It's announced.
Oh yeah, for 2021.
Wow.
Wait. Oh, there also Mission Impossible 8 for 2022 has been
Oh, I didn't
announced.
see that. Oh, there it is. Why is it below Mission Impossible 7?
So wait,
I don't know.
Here's a comparison we can do. So there's like 7 Mission Impossibles, right?
Well, there's Mission Impossible
There's-
Fallout 2,
there's
so I
6.
don't know. Is that count as is in the line, or is that
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna
Jack Reacher was pretty
Control
good
F.
actually,
mission.
and I think Oblivion was pretty good too, actually, with him in it.
Oblivion was
yeah,
a great
that was
movie.
a really good movie, honestly. Jack Reacher was pretty good too.
Yeah.
I like Night and Day with Cameron Diaz, even though she's kind of fucking annoying, but I like her a little bit.
Yeah, there's more Mission Impossibles than there have been Die Hards.
Wow.
Yippee
There was Mission
There's only been 5
2,
Die Hards.
3, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout 7 and 8.
Ugh, he's produced most of the Mission Impossibles. That's super vain. Jesus Christ.
He only has 22 producer credits.
He's produced all of the Mission Impossibles, actually. Wow, how vain is that? Like, I'm going to produce a movie, but I'm going to be the star role of all 8 of them.
Well, at least
And
Wait,
make
he didn't
myself look
direct them.
taller in the process.
Is this what you guys were talking about?
What?
He's literally going to be filming on the ISS.
What, are you serious? He's actually going to the ISS?
That's what you were saying. Tom Cruise will travel on Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket to film in space. NASA confirms Tom Cruise will make movie aboard International Space Station.
Well, fuck him. I'm more pissed at him now. I want to go to the International
He's
Space
never...
Station.
Dude, he's never gonna shut the... Dude, after that happens, he's never gonna shut the fuck up about it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I'm the first guy to ever film on the International Space Station in my movie.
Well, people have filmed in there, but not like movies.
Yeah, I know. It's literally gonna go into the box office with the tagline of "Filmed on the International Space Station by me, Tom Cruise."
By me, Tom Cruise.
6 foot tall.
Hi,
6
I'm
foot
Tom
tall.
Cruise, and I
6
filmed
foot
a
tall,
movie
yeah.
aboard the
6'5".
International Space Station.
He's gonna be a fucking giant now.
And they're making another
as tall
Top
as
Gun movie.
Shaq.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, didn't you see all the people freaking out about the Top Gun movie and the
I really wish that
Zodiac
shitty
Killer.
money. I really wish that shitty Mummy remake had fucking ruined his career.
Ted Cruz.
Oh my
because
god.
The new Mission Impossible movie was one of the things Ted Cruz was pointing to when he made that new thing he's trying to push, where they changed the patches on the back of Tom Cruise's jacket, so there's no longer a Japanese flag or a Taiwanese flag, I think.
Oh.
And so Ted Cruz is like, we need to stop. Hollywood needs to stop pandering to China, and any Hollywood studio that changes their films in any way to pander to China will no longer receive government funding or be allowed on government property to film.
Really?
It was like,
Dude, there's-
specifically pointed
well,
at
there's
Top
a-
Gun because like they need to film at AFBs. And he said if you keep changing stuff, I'm putting in stuff to pass through whatever form of the government, whatever part of the government he's in. He doesn't want Hollywood to be able to film on anything owned by the government if they change their movies in any way for China.
There's a
It's
lot of
pretty
media
funny.
that honestly changes to be complicit with Chinese censorship laws.
Oh my god.
Usually
And
they're
even so much
entirely
as-
different
if you
versions.
even-
but yeah.
Like if there's even so much as a map in the background that shows Taiwan as like an independent nation on it, it's like that whole scene has to be scrapped or it needs to be edited. Or just some bullshit like that. It's absolutely absurd. Like, you want to talk about fucking snowflakes. There is no greater snowflake than President Pooh and the Chinese regime.
President Pooh. He likes honey,
Yeah,
okay?
you know, like... I was about to say... Okay. Tropic Thunder, that was a good one, right? He was in that. And then Valkyrie, that was actually a good movie. I'm just looking through his fucking filmography like you guys were. I'm not recognizing a lot of this other shit though.
I don't know like any of them because I don't watch movies.
He was in
so-
Goldmember?
Who was he in Goldmember?
Yeah, I'm questioning what? Minority Report was actually pretty alright. I'll be honest.
Edge of Tomorrow was pretty good. Oblivion was good.
Eyes Wide Shut is a classic.
I
I've
liked
heard of Jenny
Spy
O'Brien.
Kids. That was a good a good series.
Get out.
What? Spy Kids was good. Fight me.
No, I'm not. Well, it's not even worth fighting over. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Listen. I'm gonna look up the Rotten Tomatoes for Spy Kids. It's a good. Good
Yeah,
film.
and you know what? The only reason it's gonna have a high Rotten Tomatoes is for the fact that people are, LARPing over the
Alright.
meme potential.
It was a 93% to critics, and an audience score of 46%.
Okay.
All right, so I
hold
guess
on, I'm trying to
audiences
figure
didn't
out.
like Spy Kids either. I guess it's just me.
What about Spy Kids?
I liked Spy Kids. Aaron says it's bad, and the audience score agrees with
I mean,
Aaron.
it was kind of a bad movie. Arguably.
Okay, so under cameos, Tom Cruise as himself as Austin Powers.
Yeah, so was it the second one or Goldmember? I don't know, but like they're
Goldmember.
making
Yeah,
a
Goldmember.
movie about Austin Powers,
What?
and Tom Cruise plays Austin Powers, and Danny DeVito is Mr. or Dr. Evil.
Mini Me.
Or Mini-Me. Yeah.
No,
he
no,
is
no,
Mini-Me.
he's Mini-Me.
Oh, and Kevin Spacey.
What
Kevin
the fuck?
Spacey is Dr. Evil.
Kevin Spacey's
Yeah.
Dr. Evil.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Okay. Have you ever seen the
John
Master of
Travolta
Disguise?
is Goldmember. What the fuck?
Have you ever seen the Master of Disguise?
Britney Spears as Fembot.
Oh yeah,
That was just normal.
Ripped her bra
Yeah.
down and nipple nipple machine guns popped out, and she just shot up a bunch of people.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That was like from the very
And
beginning
like
of the movie.
literally the entirety of the Osborn family in there. I need to rewatch it.
Quincy
I
Jones
haven't
was
seen
in
any of
it.
them.
Look at The
Yeah.
Master of Disguise. I loved this movie, by the way. I think it's a great movie. Rotten Tomatoes, the fucking critic score gave it a 1%.
I don't even know this movie.
Oh my god, we have to watch it. It was such a good movie.
Oh, wait a minute. This looks kind of familiar.
The running gag in the movie was the dude would like hide his limbs in his shirt and turn into a, he'd go turtle, turtle. It was the awful but funny kids.
Is that Dana Carvey?
Maybe I don't fucking know who that is.
Oh, we totally
Oh my god,
missed
it's
out.
Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey's the main character.
I mean, oh yeah, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
We
he's
totally
Garth
missed
from
out.
Wayne's World.
Okay.
On playing Morrowind on fucking May 1st, which is apparently its fucking birthday.
Yeah, I
Oh,
tried
shit.
to join the server the other day and it was down. Aaron.
Yeah,
well,
Aaron.
nobody's been on it in fucking
Yeah.
forever, so
Listen, I'm always down to play
I haven't had
Morrowind.
it up. Ted Cruz aims to limit the wow.
So we're gonna have to watch Goldmember
Yep.
and Master of
I say
Disguise.
we just watch
Uh,
all of the Austin Powers. I mean, they're all great.
All right, that's a lot of movies to watch. So how about this? What if I take all of them, layer them over each
What do you
other
mean?
at like
There's not even
30% opacity, and then we watch all of them simultaneously?
There's like 3 Austin Powers movies, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still like 6 hours of movies.
Like it's literally a fucking
I mean, it could be
trilogy.
worse. We
It's
could be
not
watching
that crazy.
all of the Star Wars movies.
Please stand for the Pledge of
Oh,
Allegiance, or
jeez.
please stand for the national anthem, which is now the entire Star Wars.
I'm just gonna say it. Who made all the music for Star Wars? What the fuck's his name? He's
John
overrated.
Williams. Yeah, I tend to agree.
Like, listen here. Here's my thought on it. Being a music person,
Look, fat. Look, here's
fat,
the deal.
look. Admittedly, the Star Wars theme for the original 3 was great, and he deserved the Grammy for it. But how many times can you win a fucking Grammy for the same fucking soundtrack over the course of like fucking 40 years? 30 years.
Oh my god, this movie literally has a 1%.
I loved Master of Disguise, and we're all gonna watch it together.
And a fucking 33% audience.
We also need to watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is a great movie, which I brought up earlier.
Trust me, it's actually a good movie. I don't know why everyone thinks it's so terrible.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is also a really good movie.
You're sounding a little obsessed, my friend.
It's a good movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I won't say that Master of Disguise is one of my favorite movies, but it's a good movie that I want you all to enjoy.
Enjoy you. Okay, I'm totally gonna believe you when you make that noise. After that.
I know, right?
I'm just looking
I
at the
think
pictures.
I've seen it before, honestly. Like the whole like him in the big green suit thing. I feel like I have seen that movie before.
Man, that's some dead ass air.
That was like a good like fucking 20 seconds. Jesus Christ. Oh god, that's a commercial break.
Well, Kyle brought up fucking Master of Disguise, so it just turned into a thing of just
Looking at
Ugh.
this good but bad movie that we're. I gotta go on the.
and just being
The
shell
open
shocked at the
seas.
fucking 1%. 1% fucking tomato meter. I mean,
That's pretty bad.
here one of the other links I had. I mean, it's not crazy. It's nothing ridiculous, but I mean, it's just an interesting little photo series.
What's that?
The link I just sent. It's pretty fucking aesthetic, I'll tell you that right now.
Is it going to be a background for your computer, Aaron? your
I don't know
many
that
backgrounds.
I think
Yeah, I was gonna say you have
I was
a
gonna
shit
say,
ton
I
of
think
backgrounds.
I think I downloaded the images, but I don't think I put it into the folder that I have all my backgrounds in. Which I think stands at like 2.9
Jesus
gigs in total worth
Christ.
of like
You're
fucking
ridiculous.
images. Hold on, I'll verify how ridiculous I truly am. Just gotta give me a second. I forget where I put it. But yeah, I mean, vertical graveyards and shit, man.
You know what I really love pictures of? That that city right outside of Hong Kong. It doesn't exist
The
anymore.
city. Oh, Kowloon,
Yeah.
Walled City or whatever. Yeah,
Kowloon Walled
of
City.
course you do,
It's my
because
favorite.
it's a literal fucking hellscape.
It's not.
Like when you think of since we were talking about it, when you think of like fucking Star Wars and you think of like the lower recesses of Coruscant, that's Kowloon Walled City. Just narrow, dark corridors and like damp, musky fucking edifices that you're walking through, and like the hum of electricity, the leak of dirty pipes and rats scurrying about, and you know, somebody getting a fucking haircut randomly in like a fucking behind a curtain down some back alleyway, or having their teeth pulled at like some random fucking, you know, corner dentist who says he knows how to do his job, but you know, he's just kind of reaching in there with some pliers.
Listen,
That's literally shit that happened in fucking Kowloon. I shit you not.
yeah, and
Or fucking like triad gangs, you know, beating the shit out of a store owner because he didn't pay his fucking extortion money for the week.
I really need to get back to doing that comic that takes place in Kowloon.
Because triad members are fucking, of course, going to get their hands into that shit, because that many people in one condensed area, that sounds like a lot of money to be made.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, wow, I was way underestimating now that I found the folder. It wasn't 2.89, that's an old number that it was stuck in my head. It's actually 7.43 gigs.
Holy fuck!
How big?
7.43 gigs.
Christ.
Aaron, do me a favor. Right-click
What?
on the folder and, oh, I forget how to... I think it's properties?
What, go under properties? Yes.
Yeah, tell me how many files it contains.
1,630.
1,630.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna click on my music. I downloaded a lot of music. So, like...
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I thought for sure you were gonna have way more files than me. But I've got 31.9 gigs of music, 7,291 files in 485 folders.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Alright, so I can't
That's
really
ridiculous.
talk.
But that's 1,630 files in no folders. And that's just all in just one big folder so that the Display Fusion can cycle through it.
A little ridiculous, but...
And it said it was created on February 28th, 2016. I think that's when this version of it was, but this used to exist back on my laptop, so...
Oh.
It's earlier than that. Probably 2012, 2013.
I see. That's,
So it's been slowly collected. It's not like it's a fucking just, oh yeah, one day I just sat down and downloaded 7.43 gigs worth of fucking images. It's like over like an entire decade that this has been gathered.
that would have been impressive, though.
What, in one day?
Yeah.
No, that'd be absurd.
And
You're sitting there
impressive.
for hours, if not an entire day.
Not the point.
I feel like I sent this one before, but, you know, just to, like, segue a little bit, you know, on a side note.
Copy link.
Really?
Oh, Pepsi briefly became the 6th largest military in the world.
Russians really liked Pepsi.
Yeah, I actually knew about that. They also liked like Domino's Pizza or some shit. Or I don't remember. It was like some pizza chain that they fucking loved.
So, in 1959, then President Dwight Eisenhower wanted to bring our American culture to citizens of the Soviet Union to show them the benefits of capitalism. To showcase their ideologies, the American government arranged the American National Exhibition in Moscow, and sent then Vice President Richard Nixon to attend the opening. But things were about to take a turn for the worse. Nixon and the Soviet leader Khrushchev got into an argument over the topic of capitalism versus communism. Their conversation got so heated that the Vice President of Pepsi intervened and offered the Soviet leader a cup of his delicious sugary beverage, and he drank it. Years later, the people of the Soviet Union wanted to strike a deal that would bring Pepsi products to their country permanently. However, there was an issue of how they would pay for their newest beverage, as their money wasn't accepted throughout the world. So, the clever country decided to buy Pepsi using a universal currency, vodka. In the late 1980s, Russia's initial agreement to serve Pepsi in their country was about to expire, but this time their vodka wasn't going to be enough to cover the cost. So, the Russians did what any country would do in desperate times. They traded Pepsi, a fleet of subs and boats, for a whole lot of soda. The new agreement included 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer. The combined fleet was traded for $3 billion worth of Pepsi. Yes, you read that right. Russia loves their Pepsi. The historical exchange caused Pepsi to become the 6th most powerful military in the world for a moment before they sold the fleet to a Swedish company for scrap recycling. So, yep.
So what they're not telling us in this article is that
there's actually a Pepsi nuclear sub currently somewhere.
Is that Russia
in the
actually
Earth's
sent
oceans.
them 18 submarines?
and it currently idles slowly through the ocean, armed by Pepsi militia. And should Coke ever launch a strike on their on the Pepsi headquarters, they will thermobarically nuke into oblivion the Coke headquarters.
I sure hope not, because I'm definitely a Coke drinker, not a Pepsi drinker.
Pepsi makes my teeth feel fuzzy. I don't have a better way to explain that.
Pepsi literally had the ability for a moment there to become the first fully ANCAP'd fucking corporation.
When was that? 1980?
Yes.
When did Cyberpunk come out?
Why? Are you trying to tie this to the fucking Cyberpunk timeline? The fucking timeline?
I just want to see if the idea could have been put in their head.
Why? Wait, what?
If anyone at Pepsi could have, been a fan of Cyberpunk and that whole genre of fiction, been like, we're being handed an army.
They're being handed an entire fucking
fleet
nuclear capable navy.
Navy, yeah.
Sounds useful.
Maybe we're gonna take out fucking Fago.
When did
or fucking Dr. Pibb or something?
Fucking Shasta go under?
Yeah, the first comic exploring the cyberpunk themes was published in 1977.
Oh my god, Shasta's still around.
The idea.
Yeah, no, they're still around, dude. We sell that at my store.
Christ.
You didn't know that Shasta still existed? The fuck?
Fucking Tab.
I know. What's that cola that's?
I love
what's
Tab.
What's that cola that's like popular to our area? A-Treat. I know. No,
RC
A-Treat.
Cola?
A-Treat went under for a little while, and someone bought
Yeah.
them up and started making A-Treat soda.
I like RC Cola.
Get fucked.
You would like RC Cola?
It's fine.
No, it's not. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Oh, in July 2015, the company announced A-Treat brand, blah, blah, blah. Agreed with a reach of Coca-Cola company to keep their products in Lehigh Valley. Oh, wow, look at that. Another reason to love Coca-Cola. They kept A-Treat alive.
Copy link.
The fuck is this?
What are we doing here? New York Daily News.
That was just a random one. That's also pretty dated.
Saddam Hussein's hometown.
But that's
Unveiled
related to the
statue dedicated
PS2s.
to man who threw shoe at President Bush.
Wow. It's fucking ridiculous.
That's from 09 as well. Like, it even talks about it as being an event that happened last month.
Where do you find these
Which
fucking
would have been
dated
actually,
articles?
the end of 2008.
I forget what I was doing, but I found a news article from fucking like 1996 the other day. Wish I would have fucking put it in my favorites.
What were you doing?
I don't remember. I was looking for something, and
A sofa-sized statue of the shoe was unveiled Thursday in Tikrit, the hometown of former Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein.
Tikrit.
Tikrit.
Just it's pronounced Tikrit. I wonder if the shoe statue is still there. Do they say where they put it?
No, but I'm pretty sure if you look up that town, like if you Google Maps it, it's a fucking couch-sized statue of a shoe. I'm pretty sure that's pretty easy to fucking look at from fucking Earth orbit. Especially with fucking like Google's constant 3D mapping and satellite imaging.
Imagine if there was a 3D model of it in the Street View thing.
There might be actually, yeah, there might not be a Street View.
Shoe statue to Crete. Oh, I got a pin. To Crete, Iraq. Oh, it removes shoe statue. I specifically want to know where the shoe statue is, though. Everything's in here is in Arabic, and I don't understand what any of the street names are.
Hold on, wait, what's that?
Frozen yogurt shop, bakery.
There's no Street View.
At all?
No. Kyle. It's Iraq.
You're telling me that a Google employee with a backpack with a camera on top doesn't walk around all of
They were
Iraq?
probably killed.
They were watching their ass.
Yeah, still in Iraq. My ass.
Jeez, that's old.
This is like this
is like
entire
a major place. Wow, it's literally on the Tigris
this
River
entire
and everything. Holy
podcast
shit.
is like, how old are we? Like, it's just like
Really
dating
fucking old.
everything we're talking about today. That should be the name of the episode. Is Do you feel old yet?
Feel old yet there, millennial?
We had like a nostalgic trip
Zoomers
of
threatening
weeb
you.
anime.
Is Pepsi's military making you feel old yet?
Yeah.
I just really want Pepsi military in there for the SEO.
I feel like I found it, but I don't think it's it. Well, actually, okay. So we think about this logically. Like, look at that picture. So we need to identify some of those buildings in the background, and then go from there.
Oh god.
Good luck.
We're literally gonna do some Bellingcat NATO funded fucking Ascent shit right now. to
Aaron,
find
we're pros
this.
at this.
Oh yeah, no, Jake
Yeah,
remembers.
we're just gonna leave it at that, though.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Hold on, let me
We had
turn
we had a
off
bonding
Flux.
exercise.
So there's a building with a red roof next to a large stretch of desert with a tan roof.
And it's like
building.
a rounded red roof, so we got that going for us.
Oh, the last place I was in
So-
Google Earth was Monaco. That's interesting. I must have been playing City
Are you looking at
Skylines.
the raceway? Oh, that's right. You were rebuilding that. in
Well, I was
fucking-
doing a Monaco themed map, but yeah, basically.
something with red tiling.
You know where you should have been doing a Monaco map, Jake?
In Monaco?
On our channel.
Wait.
Well, I was recording it
Oh, why hasn't it been uploaded?
because I didn't
yet,
finish
you
it.
prick? I see.
The resolution on this is terrible. I'm actually about to go to one of my other fucking
So while we're
my other sat map things.
while we're searching maps, I have a funny article. Apparently, the Space Force rolled out a recruitment video yesterday with the tagline, "Maybe your purpose isn't on this planet." The Air Force Secretary Barbara Barrett and Chief of Space Operations General John Raymond kicked off an online event May 6th, rolling out a new Space Force recruitment video that included footage of the X-37B spaceplane, satellite control rooms, and service members in spacesuits. "Maybe your purpose isn't on this planet," said the voiceover in the video. After showing the video at an online event hosted by the Space Foundation, Barrett said, "Sign me up. That video has certainly made an impression on me."
It certainly made an impression on me. Jesus.
Belong on this planet. I would love to sign up for Space Force, but if the Army wouldn't take me, I don't think the Space Army will. I just gotta wait for there to be a space dumpster driver. Then I can get that job.
There you go.
I mean, you saw I read you off the thing about them trying to set up the an accord to let us fucking actually like establish lunar mining camps and shit. So
That would be so great. I would love to mine things in space.
Wow.
Oh, after we're done recording, you better all walk outside and try and take a peek at the flower supermoon, because it's the last supermoon until April of next year.
Also, happy birthday on a side note. We might be 3 days late, but hey, it was on a side note's birthday on May 4th.
When fishermen catch mercy.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, really?
I think me and Kyle created the email on May 4th, so we just made the birthday or something. I don't know. Either way, the birthday is marked of On a Side Note as May 4th.
Huh.
May the Chorts be with you.
Which I think we made the channel in 2017 or
Kyle.
18. I don't know. I think 17.
Kyle,
Yes.
they're literally listening to us right now.
The people that wrote Spaceballs.
No, the fucking I have an app on my phone called Star Tracker, and it just lets you like it gives you notifications for whenever fucking celestial happenings are happening.
Celestial happenings are
and
happening.
fucking
The
Shut up.
celestial
You know what I meant.
happenings.
You know, planets are in certain visible orbits for your area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And literally seconds after you sent that, it popped a notification. Full flower supermoon. Don't miss the last supermoon of this
Wow.
year.
To be fair, I was
shit you
reading an
not,
article.
seconds after you said it.
Stop that.
You know I'm going to put that in
to
now,
the
right? In
fall.
post.
Yeah. He can't not.
So Kyle,
Yeah.
at least in the image from 2009, it has a tree next to it.
God.
And there's also plants coming out of it, so that's another thing to look for.
Oh yeah.
Well, does any...
Although you,
Well, how are we feeling about this right now? Feeling pretty good. This was a pretty successful episode, I'd say.
yeah, it's been interesting for a first episode back. Hopefully next time Jesse won't be busy, and we will have the full crew.
Busy's a word for it.
Yeah. Wow.
What? He was busy
Wired.
masturbating. What? In prison. Jesus Christ.
In prison.
Yeah.
In prison.
So one last article to end it off. I just
To end it all.
Wired.com. How much energy does it take to blow up a planet?
All right.
Good.
Oh.
Oh, I thought this was going to be much more... Well, it's linking to some. The first whole entire paragraph is talking about Star Wars, but here's the article anyway.
I mean, I had something from last year that was pretty funny.
All right.
They're not funny, but just.
Well, let's end it with yours because my article's
with
less
all
interesting
of the,
than I thought.
With all of the tech shit we were talking about.
I saw this! They finally retired using fucking 8-inch floppy drives for missile guidance systems. Yes, this is insane that they were still using floppy disks up until last year. Unbelievable.
Hard to hack a piece of plastic.
Did you not see the video right after the whole
honestly,
Hawaii nuke thing, where Michael Reeves designed a better system for the early missile launch detection system for his fucking government on Hawaii?
Wow, really?
Do you remember why that happened, right? The button to
it was too close next
signal
to each other.
Yeah, they're literally right next to each other. This is a test and this is an actual nuke launch.
Yeah, like the buttons were like right next to each other, and yeah, somebody accidentally hit the "oops, this is a nuclear launch."
And there's no just simple, "Are you sure?" It was just, okay, can't cancel it now. There's a nuke coming.
Yep, there's a nuke
Push
coming.
messages to
it's
everyone.
like that thing where if you have to call 911 on your phone, it won't let you do anything else for like the next fucking 30 minutes because you dialed 911. It's like, well, the nuke's coming. All right. Buckle up, kids. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Time for everybody to literally like get under their tables and kiss their asses goodbye for the next 30 minutes until we tell them like, hey,
it was actually
an hour passes and people are like, where the fuck's the nuke? I just killed my wife.
We've been robbing stores and killing people because we thought we were gonna die.
It was the end of the world. Now you're fine.
Jesus Christ. I'll link that Mike Reeves video.
Good times. But anyway, I think that's a good place to call it.
Alright, thanks for stopping in, everyone. We're gonna try and be more active than we've
Maybe
been.
doing some streams
No, we're
and
not.
whatnot.
Yeah, we were. Maybe. Maybe.
Alrighty, guys. We'll all catch you in
Catch you on the
next
flip
one.
side.
Yeah!
whippy dip.
See ya.
Good night.
See ya.